From George Kambosos saying he has a huge reach advantage, to Shakur Stevenson calling him the standard in the boxing industry. This is all about fighters revealing what makes Devin Haney so good. We had George Kambosos giving us the inside scoop on Devin, who's the perfect judge considering they fought against each other twice. According to Kambosos, Haney's got two superpowers: distance control and movement. Those are the secret weapons that make him unbeatable. Thing is, Haney's got a crazy long reach, and it's 4 inches longer than Kambosos, even though they're the same height. That's already a big advantage, right? But it's not just about having the reach. It's also about how you use it, and Haney knows how to do that like a boss. George says that even though he's sparred with taller and lankier dudes before, Devin is just different. He's got this magical ability to keep you at bay like a ninja, constantly moving, never staying in one spot for too long, and making it impossible for any fighter to lay a finger on him. And don't even get me started on his distance manipulation. He knows exactly when to stay on the outside, using his reach advantage to land those accurate punches, all while staying out of harm's way. And when his opponents try to close in and get on the inside, that's when he shines the most, unleashing his slick defense and lightning-fast reflexes. And he proved it all in his first fight against Kambosos. It was a real nail-biter, because George came out swinging and landed a powerful right punch right on Devin's head in the second round. Haney was on the back foot, retreating like there was no tomorrow. But here's where the magic happened. Being the beast that he is, Devin completely turned the tables in the third round. He unleashed a flurry of left jabs, taking control of the ring. And that's not all. He kept up the momentum and managed to edge out the fourth round as well. Kambosos did manage to sneak in a powerful left hook just before the round ended. But fast forward to the sixth round, and things weren't looking too good for him. He landed another strong left punch, but it didn't do much damage, and Devin was back on track with his peppering jab doing serious damage to George's face. It was clear that Haney had the upper hand, and even the 7th and 8th rounds were a masterclass for him. He completely controlled the ring and handed Kambosos his first ever defeat. And if you look at the bigger picture, Haney didn't just win any old fight. Nah, he unified the lightweight division, joining the ranks of legends like Bernard Hopkins, Terrence Crawford, and Jermell Charlo. And let's not forget about the scale of the fight itself. It was the biggest fight ever on Australian shores. Haney showcased his pure boxing skills, letting everyone know his status as the undisputed lightweight champion. 28 wins and no losses, baby. Kambosos, despite landing some heavy blows, couldn't sway the judges. Devin's strategy of peppering Kambosos with those left jabs won him over. But George also got a second shot at proving himself again at their rematch. Unfortunately for him though, Devin dominated that rematch too. He showed everyone why he's the champ by absolutely outclassing Kambosos, right from the beginning till the very end. George tried to throw Devin off by switching stances, but he wasn't fazed one bit. It only took him 2 rounds to figure out Kambosos' tricky rhythm and timing, and once he cracked the code, it was game over for his rival. For the remaining 10 rounds, Devin did what he does best. He stood tall in the middle of the ring, sending out a barrage of punches that made the crowd go wild. His jab was like a thunderbolt, and his power shots were like fireworks exploding in the ring. Boom. Poor George didn't know what hit him, and he looked totally confused and lost, desperately trying to come up with a plan B after Haney shut down his plan A. But nothing worked for him, because Haney was simply on another level that night, leaving George in the dust. In the end, it wasn't any surprise that Devin won the fight by unanimous decision, and he proved once again why he's called the Dream. And even though it was a tough loss for George, he was still impressed by Devin's performance. He kept praising him, admitting that Haney had improved a lot from their first fight to their second one. In that first fight, George didn't feel many of Haney's shots, but in the second one, Haney changed things up and started sitting down on his punches more, and his power got better. In fact, many boxing fans were even wondering why the rematch took place at all. Devin straight up dominated that first one, so people said another was pointless. The Australian said he would learn from the defeat, but a lot of folks didn't even think he was even worth stepping back into the ring with Haney. Even other boxing stars were giving props to Haney, like Shakur Stevenson, who praised Haney for his skills and hard work after he came out on top against George the second time. And Regis Prograis also tweeted about it, saying that there was no need for the judges to decide the winner, because Haney won that fight easily. Enzo Maccarinelli joined in too, and was also fully behind Haney winning. He saw it as a pointless rematch, saying that nothing different happened from the first brawl. It was like child's play for Haney both times, making it clear who the boss was. In fact, Devin's so good that he's actually the standard in the boxing industry at this point. Even Ryan Garcia chimed in on the Haney praise, saying he's all set to step into the ring with Devin. In fact, Ryan's calling out Devin Haney for his next fight, after his epic bout with Tank Davis. But here's the backstory. These two fighters go way back to their amateur days when they had a heated rivalry. They faced each other 6 times, and guess what? They're both tied at 3 wins each. So this fight's going to be the ultimate tiebreaker, and Garcia wants to settle the score and prove that he's the better man. But the thing is, Haney's undefeated. Yep, 0 losses on his record. On the other hand, Ryan has 1 loss. But hey, he's got 19 wins by knockout, while Devin only has 15. Both of these guys have serious power in their fists, but it's not just about the stats. The real battle going into this brawl is going to be in the ring, IQ, and mentality. These fighters are at the top of their game, and they know it. The focus and determination they'll bring to this fight is going to be off the charts. One mistake, and the whole game could change. Fans were going wild when Ryan called out Haney for the fight, saying that Haney's just way too elite for him to handle. And much like George, Ryan's not even worthy of stepping in the ring with someone like him. They were throwing some serious shade, because Haney proved his worth when he schooled Loma. So naturally, fans started saying that Ryan would probably take back his challenge after seeing how Haney dominated in that fight. Look, I gotta give props to Ryan for having the confidence to step up and fight, but let's be real here. Nobody really thinks he stands a chance against Haney. They're saying Ryan's only hope of beating top guys is if he's delusional enough to believe he can. It's great that he's got that self-belief, but fans say Haney's just on a whole different level. And you know what? Ryan Garcia is actually setting Devin as the standard in the boxing industry. He sees Devin as the one to beat, the guy who's on top of his game right now. So this fight's not only about settling the score between them, but it's also about Ryan proving who's the king of the ring by going against the undisputed champ. But it's not just Garcia. Haney's in such high demand that even Shakur Stevenson wants a piece of the action, just to prove a point about how tough he can be. Stevenson's itching for a showdown with Haney because he wants to snatch some lightweight world titles and make a name for himself. That's how much of a boss Devin is. He's the standard that everyone's trying to measure up to. Shakur also talked about going toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis, another heavy hitter from Baltimore. But guess what? When Kambosos was asked to pick the better fighter between Haney and Gervonta, he chose Haney without a second thought. Stevenson's been in the ring with Haney, so he knows firsthand that Haney's the real deal, saying that he's just on another level. So from Shakur Stevenson calling him the standard in the boxing industry, to George Kambosos saying he has a huge reach advantage, that was fighters revealing what makes Devin Haney so good.